Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. For some time the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away, and time is running short. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Continue on. After what feels like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow, from what you recall. Maybe he is home. Cross the bridge. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Take a nap. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you, and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is a some sort of a trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There is a stone well near the path. Continue on. Walking over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Aramor. Several times a year, you come here to trade goods from the farm. You discover the plague that has spread to your farm has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. Continue across. You have come a long way, and you don't desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you, and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Your adventure ends here. Inspect the well. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there is a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel you should go down and take the coin. You lean over the edge of the well to grab the coin. There is no possible way you can obtain the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb along the inner wall of the well. You take a few successful steps down, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot, and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone walls. With a single knock on the head, you lose all consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall into the water. Your body sinks effortlessly as you drown without realizing it. Your adventure ends here. Oh, shiny! After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that goes Follow the trail in the grass. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect the grave. You approach the grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. Before you touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition.
The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire this sword, free me from it.
You slowly motion for the sword.
Fool! Only so... Okay, God, that's fucking horrible voice acting. Jesus. Fool! Only something of a pure essence can free me, a rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. I'm just going to grab the sword.
You reach for the sword. Before you can lay a finger on it, the spirit grabs your arm. A sharp pain overflows your body as your flesh melts off your bones. What fragments remain fall to the ground. Your adventure ends here. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. Inspect the lake. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort, sitting on the bottom of the lake. There is something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. Dive in. You close your eyes and jump into the lake.
Okay, I'm calling it right now. What I'm pretty think what's supposed to do is that you're supposed to figure out some proper order to do all these paths in. Like it's supposed to be one go. Like getting the coin. Apparently we probably do need that coin. But we need to get some other item in order to reach it. Same way we need to get some sort of item. Like we'll probably trade the coin for something like we need something else. And like the ghost guarding the sword probably needs something. So it's like a very long fetch quest where we have to figure out like what's the proper order of what can I get now and then how do I use those items to get the next set of items. But the only way you would ever figure this out is a very long process of trial and error.
You open your eyes to see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it.
You shouldn't be at this depth.
A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You try to leave for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. You close your eyes as the giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. You die a very painful death. Your adventure ends here.
Okay, I found Stonehenge.
The faint trail comes to an end. There is a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Inspect the stone pillars. You stand before the large stones, arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it, something is meant to be placed there. Seeing that you can't do anything, you head back. The faint trail comes to an end. Explore the field. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely, the unique powers of a unicorn can help you with your quest. But there's clearly something wrong.
Well, for starters, don't call me Shirley. Does anyone get the reference? It's comedy movies. It's a particular actor.
If only there was a way to charm it. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower, looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs, one on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Press the left knob. The knobs lock in place. You wait for nothing. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. There is no way for me to know this combination. Go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Enter. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you, with statues on your right and left. That is a lot of options. Okay. Yay! Enter the tower. You approach the door. As you reach the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. Inspect the fountain. There was a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns. With every breath, you feel a slight pull toward the fountain as if it were calling for something. Inspect the statue on the left. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines and thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, and with the other one, finger pointed up toward the sky. You feel it's best to leave the statue alone. Inspect the statue on the right. Before you stands an old angel statue that is broke in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. horrifying figure glides through the air. It doesn't seem to notice you. It passes on by. It may be a matter of time before it notices you. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go?
I wonder if the idea of the ghost is not the Reaper thing in a lot of dungeon crawlers, especially Persona series, to where like I'm supposed to figure things out by trial and error, but maybe I'm only permitted a certain amount of tries before, the Reaper shows up. Then the question is this: is it a definitive 100% chance that it shows up after, like, say, 100 turns or 50 turns, and then you have this many turns to figure it out? Or could it be an RNG element? Like, every single time you make any decision, there's always a 1 in 1,000 chance that you'll progress it further. Like, the first step will be, like, you notice it. The second step is it notices you and gives chase. And the third step is it fucking kills you. Baseball. I think I saved. We'll go left. I see. Is it possible to go back to where, like, my farm is, or was I required to do that stuff earlier? What if I just keep going back and forth over and over? Am I eventually going to piss off the ghost? Bring, banana phone, ba-doop, 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 do. Don't remember the words. I once made a video where I spent 5.5 hours long just singing the banana phone song over and over. That was annoying even to me. Anyway, so I don't know if there's a point where I piss off that ghost or something. We'll just make a save. Then we'll just load. Said load. Go back to the start of things. Alright, that's still not technically the start because I didn't start saving right away. Okay. Go into the cave! There is a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. Go further into the cave. Hi, bear. That reminds me, there was a question. Would you rather run into a bear in the woods or a bear in a cave? That's how that question goes, right? Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You know the way the bear is represented? Kind of reminds me of the boar from the beginning of the anime Princess Mononoke. Oh, that reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is actually going to eventually come out on Steam. That is pretty fucking cool. Also, bear. The bear's like, pay attention! I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake. Even thinking that something helpful can be in here. Maybe I need that sword. Fight the bear! You guys remember Hajime no Ippo? Dude punched a bear. I don't know if he would be able to take this bear, though. Run away! The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking the loose stones about the cave. All you can think about is making it back in one piece. Bear! Well, you make it to the trail. Then the bear catches up to you, tackling you to the ground. Punch him in the eyeball! You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Beat him with your own arm! We died. Your adventure has ended for another time. Fight bear! You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks you can grab to throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. One after the other, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. But it's a fucking bear, you dumbass. The bear charges as you bend over to grab another rock. Tackling you to the ground, the bear bites into your neck. Your body quickly goes limp, and you die. Your adventure ends here. Load. Okay. Inspect the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key, and you continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house that you have on the farm. Inspect the shack. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon, and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. I know it's not really the right time period for it, but like my first thought is here, and I know this sounds horrible since we just broke and entering, is I want to go to this guy's fridge and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and drink some milk. So, I'm an asshole. Welcome! I'm Lunar D8, the most unlikable person on the internet. Supposed to be concerned about someone's well-being, and I'm like, I want to make a peanut butter sandwich. Okay. Well, in true pissing off Bruce Campbell fashion, let's read the Necronomicon. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Never mind that it's in Latin. Today's trading went smoothly. Thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is that one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. By the way, this is his journal. Apparently, there is a pond nearby. Oh, that lake, right? That is some of the biggest fish in the region. Yeah, it looked like a fucking anglerfish crossed with a piranha plant that, like, I don't know, ate Dodoria. With a good catch, I can make enough money to move. He died to the fish. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. Lots of ellipses! These past couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under, and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man. But regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. Open the trapdoor. You observe the trapdoor and notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel
downward.
Are we gonna find Mewtwo? This is like Pokemon? Not Pokemon. This is not Pokemon.
Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place.
Hi, how you doing?
You tremble as you try to form the words in your mouth.
You there! Let me out of here! I'm a princess!
The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond.
What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. Is it that you're a princess and that a disembodied narrator wants people to kill you, or else the world will end because you're part of an eldritch being? Something brought you here. I think it was the disembodied voice of a British dude. Please have mercy on me. I don't know. I'm not really in the great mood because, I didn't find a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Everyone's like, why are you drinking that? Why are you drinking a Red Bull with it? That being said, I haven't had a Red Bull in such a long, long time. Okay, you want out? By the way, does this key work with everything?
You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain.
Oh, thank you so much.
The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns toward you.
She's probably going to collapse because she's out of energy. You know what? I not only needed a peanut butter jelly sandwich myself, I should have made 2 of them. That way I could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a Red Bull to give her. Because, that would definitely help her to have the energy to get up the fucking flight of stairs. Heck, I remember a lot of things in the past. Like, there were so many people that lived, in, the rich castles as maids, to where it became a common thing that, the rich, the aristocracy would be like, I haven't seen this one maid in a while. And usually the go-to would be to check the stairs, because the stairs weren't really cut uniformly. They weren't taken good care of, and a lot of times you were carrying stuff up and down those stairs. They were considered death traps for 400 to 500 years at least, all the way from medieval to industrial times. Heck, even I would say up to the 19th century Heck, stairs are still kind of dangerous depending on where you go, especially older houses. Though you probably shouldn't be there. Those places are haunted. Just saying. It wasn't really an uncommon thing just to see, oh, my maid is dead. She's at the bottom of the stair. Her neck is broken. Just saying, we should have brought a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And you probably wanted a Red Bull. I have an unsettling feeling about this. I can't help but feel we really needed peanut butter jelly sandwiches and Red Bull. I will now do you a favor. That's not a favor! Okay, I'm not sure how many peanut butter jelly sandwiches it would take to fix that. I might need a whole fucking 2-liter Red Bull. To get the color back in her cheeks.
What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body, and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here.
Okay, let's try not getting killed, I guess. No, thank you. I'm gonna go upstairs and, you know what? You look really famished. I'm gonna go get a peanut butter jelly sandwich for the 2 of us. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make us split a fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'm pretty hungry. So honestly, I might make 3. So if there's some like Rocky Road ice cream in that freezer, hell yeah. Though, probably eat that later, because, it'd probably taste horrible with the Red Bull. No, don't go. With nothing else to interact with, you make your way up the stairs. As you exit, you can hear the woman laugh behind you. The voice causes the shack to shake. Even if I didn't know about the other scene, I would definitely feel correct in my decision. Because whether she would be yelling, cuss words at me and threatening me, or laughing like that, both of those things would tell me I made the right call on not freeing this person. The only thing that would make me second guess myself is, the person remaining sweet and nice and not lashing out in anger or being psychotic. Just being like, please, I don't want to stay here. It sucks. At least bring me a sandwich. Everyone's like, you're fat for a reason, Lunar. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before you forget that you forgot to get a fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich. Before something bad happens. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down, getting comfortable. You tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Maybe taking the nap was a bad active thing? If that's the case, does interacting with the woman in any way, like, I don't know. As you pick at the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, the roots below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. Why are you so pissed? Can I feed a tree a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Just like pour Red Bull into its eyes? You turn around to see a large, angry tree. That reminds me, I once did a cover of Welcome to the Jungle, where I did my best impression of Axl Rose. I named that video Angry Tree. An angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out from your body. Your adventure ends here. Maybe we should just never left the house. It's like, maybe we just should never go outside. I think we have enough of an idea what's going on to maybe be able to do this one go. Okay, let's start by going in the house. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Read in your journal. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethan is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden. But to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke one night to a foul smell I have never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. Wait! You found your lucky charm. It is a rumor to protect those who wander around for too long. Again, is that something to do with that ghost thing? I'm not sure how many times I have to go back and forth to trigger that to occur. Pretty sure if we go to bed, we die. Though I don't know if having the magical glowy rock protects us. Nap time! Listen to some ASMR and go to bed. Maybe some nightcore music. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of ASMR, of wind blowing outside against the grass as femboy cat boys talk to you and bullshit. Then you have a dream about the video game Dead Space. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything out. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. Okay, we're getting necromorphs. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. You reach toward the stone with your hand as your finger makes contact. A clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away like dust in the wind. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself laying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. Go back outside. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Go to the shed. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Are you? Wait, no. The dude. The kind dude who lived in the other fucking place. Was that also me? Is the key to the other place... Like, is that wagon mine? Am I the person who locked the random ghost person up? Okay. A path divides. Haven't been here. Ah, my cow's dead. Seems to have been killed by pernita from bleach. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Well, I'm sure everything here is not going to result in like the beginning of The Last of Us, but medieval times. Let's grab a mushroom. Let's do what the game tells us not to do. Let's eat a mushroom. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. That was probably a bad decision. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Okay, so this particular mushroom was made out of battery acid, or H2SO4. Slowly your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die, eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Those are some serious shrooms. Your adventures end here. Hey, how's the water doing? You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles
from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust.
Okay, leave the pen. Follow path. Let's not go down. We go in the cave of death. We will inspect the wagon. I will steal the key from my own forgetful Alzheimer's self. I will inspect the shack. I will read. Should I open the trap door? No. Okay, take a nap. So I can't go back to the very start of the game. Because I assume that key that I got from the wagon would actually unlock my shed. But it won't let me go back. Oh, I'm already screwing up. Just gonna purposely get killed here. Grab sword. Nope, nope, nope. Damn it. Yeah, so it forces me to not be able to go back. Wait a minute, what if I... Okay, so it doesn't let me go back. Okay.
You listen to the specter and leave the sword.
Okay. What I'm assuming that was from is the statues. The one on the right had 2 fingers, the one on the left had 1 finger. So maybe that's what it wanted? You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way of out, but the path before you into darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Forward. You cautiously step into the darkness. You come to a divide. Isn't that the rock I had a dream about? That killed me. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Let's go right. You hear a subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. You know, you kind of look like the Roper. It's a Dungeons and Dragons monster. Maybe I should go back to reading about Dungeons and Dragons stuff. An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness.
before you can do anything.
Tentacles. Okay, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Burst from the ground and grip your body. It pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. Not sure what you can do, you continue to resist until you can think of something. Your body begins to grow weak as your strength burns away. You suddenly feel yourself pulled to the ground, and you are dragged about like a rag doll. It is not long before the creature devours your body, leaving nothing behind.
Oh yeah, it's actually called a roper. Yay, memory. Get roped by a roper.
Your adventure ends here.
Okay, load. Go forward. This time, go left. Left is still death. Gotcha.
You cautiously make your way through the darkness. You come to a splitting path. Which way do you go? You move forward into the darkness. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Cautiously.
Do I just forever loop? Neat.
You struggle forward as the way before you becomes completely dark. You notice that there is a light off in the distance. You can continue to make your way forward. Eventually you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. You guess is that it wasn't part of the initial design. You turn around to see a door. There being little to nothing in the room. You decide to move through the doorway.
Okay, I'm assuming that other path was death, and I'm just curious what happens there. So we'll just go and we'll load here real quick. What happens if I go right? Oh, I found a mushroom. I'm sure that's fine.
The passageway soon ends in a enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom.
Let's inspect the mushroom.
You walk toward the mushroom as if there was something more than what meets the eye. Walking forward, you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits snow bottom, and you fall in. You reach to grab the edge of the surface, but your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch and warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here.
Okay, we'll go right. Go left. Go right. Oh, neat.
As you make your way forward, you discover a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake, with debris scattered around the surrounding area.
Let's inspect the ship.
You cautiously walk toward the ship. The air is chilling and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay too long. The possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. As you take a moment to observe your surroundings, you are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. You feel the ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you shouldn't take a moment to expect it. Inspect the drawers, or drawers, however you pronounce it. You pull one out after another, finding that they have been emptied. Dust spreads about the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat droppings dotting the edge of the wall. You take the knife in the hopes that you may be able to defend yourself with it.
Let's inspect the oven.
You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fills the oven chamber. You close the oven door. You continue your lonely tour of the ship, only to find there is nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms, left to remain in dark solitude. You discover a door of fancy markings about the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided. You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There is a small bed off near the corner of the room, and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling, deep down, that you shouldn't take anything. Other than the lamp and other objects, there is a small stack of papers in contrast to a lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk.
Okay, loan document, what's up? Notice to the crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. We do what we must because we can. Stack of papers.
Peering about the pages of the collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick up a few and begin to read.
Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together, we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favored crew has passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half in fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who lost their lives, the sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. With much pain, we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for our home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. Okay, let's head out. Seeing that there is little left to see, you take your leave. The wood under your feet clackle as you exit the vessel. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. You feel like you should make a save. And we'll go right. Go back. Go left. Yeah, let's go check out the mushroom real quick. Hi, it's a mushroom. Bye, mushroom. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor and corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the doors and the floor, some of which scare you. You've got a bad feeling about this place. Wow, that's a lot of... Let's inspect the supplies. You walk about the room, browsing through the dust-covered storage. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong and to the touch and has minimal wear. You decide to take the rope. I don't know, maybe it's bad to take the rope. Either way, we made a save. You enter a small room. There is a large cauldron in the center of the room, with wood resting beneath. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned this place out. You look into the pot, but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. Okay, what's in the left? Oh, that's where I came from. Right? But I can't leave the way I came. Oh, enter the door behind you. Oh, that's a thing. I'm walking upstairs. You enter a large room. The air is polluted with dust and spiderweb cover the walls and ceiling. Where should you go now? What's in the middle door? Probably death. You enter a room full of metal cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages surely did not like to be locked up. You notice that there is an animal in the cage on the left of the room, but from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with 2 cell doors. Oh, that's not good. We're gonna die. There is no way I can take that in a fight, even with the knife. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. You pull out the knife and prepare for an attack. The dog reacts and starts to growl at you. I wonder if I didn't have the knife, if the dog wouldn't have bit me. The hound dashes you, because more like the knife reminds it of the people that had it locked up. Even with the knife, you merely cut the beast before it knocks the knife out of your hand. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I just wanted to give the puppy head pats. Okay, we'll just go to the door behind us. Okay, we will require another save. What's outside? Oh, it's this place! Standing. Okay. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There is no doubt this is the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain for you, with statues on the right and left. Okay, go back inside the tower. Oh, I can't go back in. They're like, you should have got everything you needed before you left. Like, I'm sorry, I thought doors would let me go back. Okay. Didn't I come from downstairs? Yes, I did. Let's go and just reload that because I feel like it's punishing me if I take too many attempts. And I also feel like that crystal thing I got for the house is probably preventing me from just dying from, you know, Pokemon RNG encounters. Okay, what is in the far door? That doesn't look healthy. Is there a giant spider here? I feel like this is the place for a giant spider. Or maybe a drider. Sexy elves of giant titties? Big booby elfy waifus? The door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick in the room as a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple of items in the room that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground that you will no doubt need. Holy shit, there's no chance I can fucking beat that. Before you can even act a large spider. That's an understatement. I need a shotgun for this. Actually, I don't think I think I need a full-on fucking rocket launcher and a mortar launcher. A large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Peanut butter jelly sandwich? Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. Can I reason with the spider? You pull at your knife and stab the spider when you can. Unfortunately, this knife doesn't scare the spider. And it bites you with ease. Okay, so in rock, paper, scissors, knife does not beat spider. You begin to lose feeling all over your body and everything goes black. Sam doesn't save you in this. I enjoy the references. It's kind of like when I first played Don't Slay the Princess or something. The very first version of the demo. Like, Markiplier's playing the game now, and that's pretty awesome. But, like, there's so many different, like, technically from what I can see, is that the version he's playing has been updated quite a bit. But I'll tell you this, I played the game when it first came out. At least I tried to, and then it wouldn't let me anymore. I ran into an exception. But part 1 and 2 of that was me playing various versions of it, which were both very different than the modern version, and very interesting on their own accord. The voice acting is very different. And while I would say all in all the voice acting in the later versions are much better, I would say I definitely appreciate the first 2 versions as being something very unique, that I was glad I was able to play the game with that version. Okay. Load. Okay, so maybe no spiders. Go upstairs. You discover what looks like a private library. There is a passageway before you with bookcases on the left and right. Let's read books. No problem there. You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of the Ancients. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of stone. Years before current times, there were unique religious practices that revolved at Stonehenge. It is said that these stones are lined up in a special way, and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing the stones this way unlocks an ancient power that researchers still have trouble understanding. In the middle of the circle would be a stone or tool for the keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of this ancient practice. I probably have to stab the fish with the knife. From ancient records it is written that the energies from the surrounding stones channel the power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page of the book has been torn out. Deception by music. There was a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing the given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. The harp is one of these recommended instruments, from vicious dogs to shy unicorns. Two things we have encountered in another life. The soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. So I need to get the harp so I can both charm the dog and the unicorn. I don't know what weapon beats spider. Am I going to find a fucking flamethrower? Just a giant fucking can of Raid or some shit? Just pull out a fucking shotgun or an AK-47. But it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. A forgotten power. Flipping through the pages, there is one particular that has ink markings all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with. It is merely myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power. Even if such a fate as yours, bare hands cannot contain the force. It must be bent and channeled into a specially crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of power remain as powerful artifacts the nations around the world would fight for. Isn't that the plot of Naruto? Okay. Make a save. Huh. Is that part of a spider? You enter a strange room with a large globe centered about the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there is a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice that there is another passageway like the previous room. Inspect the globe. You study the globe attached to the floor's surface. The craft is made of metal, and there is a fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find a marking of where you are. Aramor. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within the area made with black ink. There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. Wouldn't it be natural? You live in that place, so it's where you live. So, to add to the mystery, there are similar markings on other areas around the globe. Go to make a save. Double check OBS. An hour and 20 minutes. We will go to return. Open chest. Approaching the chest, you notice there is a lock fastened to it. With no key to unlock the chest, you decide to leave it alone. Why don't I try the key I have tried? You climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. Oh, hi there! You have made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power, resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure, as if they were feeding off the energies of the stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. How would I destroy the stone? This may be your only chance. You approach the stone and grasp onto it. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life has drained your body. Only your bones remain to testify your death, your adventure. You have no... Lots of Lord of the Rings references. And that's cool. I like that. I like references. Let's go here. We'll open the chest. Continue forward. Open hatch. We will leave. Oh. Am I going to die anyway? Oh, you suddenly fall down through the hatch just closing behind you. Here on the... Tumble down the stairs like a rat. Did I just die falling down the stairs? With the... Yep. I don't think we survived a broken neck. With a broken neck, you struggle to live, only to die moments later. Your adventure ends here. Well, that sucks. That's very much an inconvenience. Okay, continue forward. Go back. Go downstairs. Go downstairs. Okay, I don't think there's anything I can do in the... I have a place with an angry puppy, and you have an empty pot. And I can't make any beef stew or anything, so just go outside. Inspect fountain. Exit. I suppose we can go back to that later. Go back to the path split. Go left. Don't really have anything that would help with that. Maybe the rope could help me here. Inspect well. Can I grab the... You pull out the rope you found earlier and fasten it to the well. You climb down with ease and obtain the coin. You struggle to pull yourself out of the well, but you do so successfully. You then loosen the rope and store it away. Feel somewhat satisfied that you are 1 coin richer. Okay, so that was... The rope was necessary. Maybe I can give him the coin. I don't know why he would want that, but... Maybe I can stab the fish? You pull out your knife and point it at the fish. Waving the knife around, you fail to deliver a fatal blow to the fish. You quickly find yourself... Okay. Knives don't work well underwater. Gotcha. Harp. no idea where to get. I wonder if the guy who's buried there is the captain. I was hoping if I just kept doing left, it would let me go back to my fucking house. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I have 14 of 17 achievements. Okay, first let's see what my other achievements are. There are 3 hidden achievements. It's kind of hoping for a hint or something. Guides. Okay. First off, it's showing how to get different achievements. Okay, so there are 3 achievements left, which are all endings. One achievement is I light up Stonehenge and walk into a burning black hole. Another is something to do with avenging the ghost guy. And another one's called All Unicorns and Rainbows. Okay, so what did I need to do? It's a very long list. Game's like, hurry up, and I'm like, I don't really know which way to go. I even looked at the guide. I don't really know what to do. I have to go back to the tree? Not sure. Well, lots of backtracking that I'm sure is not gonna make the angry ghost person come fucking kill me. Too bad I can't go back to my fucking house. I'm pretty sure that key would work. Maybe the knife can be used against the roper? Ah, the room vibrates as you'd... You remember the knife you had found and struggled to bring it out. Thus, you hold the knife and begin to cut away the appendages that bind you. Yay! The room vibrates as you do cut, and the creature immediately leaves you alone. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Right. The path you walk comes to an end. Before you shines a pillar of light. The light rests on a corpse. It seems to have been here quite some time. Near the corpse stands the lone flower. For some reason, you feel hope enter your heart as you gaze upon the flower. Sure, this flower will ease the pain of the specter. You approach the flower and carefully pick it from the ground. Hi, flower. There is something special about the flower. It is made of flowers. Light continues to pierce through the darkness from an opening above. Surely this gives you some hope that it's not lost. Seeing that there is nothing else for you here, you turn around. Go left. Okay. Left. Right. Door behind me. Outside. Leave. Leave. Left. Grass. Have a flower. Without hesitation, reach for the flower to give it to the spirit. The spirit grabs the flower from your hand as you extend it to him. You feel a subtle breeze blow by as the figure fades away from the flower. A faint whisper dances about the air. I am free at last. You feel a sense of relief within you and reach for the sword. You now wield the special sword. Can I stab a fish with a sword? Inspect a lake. Dive in. You grab your sword and hold it close, pointed at the fish. The fish swims at you with haste. Just as it gets in range, you thrust the sword into the top of the mouth. The sword penetrates and goes through the forehead of the fish. It struggles about in pain as blood filters through the water. You pull the sword out of the fish, retreats out of sight. You doubt it will live long. With the fish no longer a threat, you make your way to the orb. Holding it in your hands, you feel it vibrate as if there is energy inside trying to break loose. This must be important. You exit the lake with your orb in possession. You pause to see that there is a lake nearby. The one we just came out of, because we have short-term memory, apparently. You remember the orb found on the floor of the lake. And we just immediately put it in. You didn't give me an option to do anything. Okay, fine. Place the orb in a slot cover. Stone that surrounds you begin to glow. The light radiates, grows brighter and brighter. With a flashlight, your surroundings change. The ground no longer grass. The newly discovered floor appears to be very old, as if crafted by somebody long ago. Rubble and stone near the edges of the platform also hint this is an ancient place. Looking onward, at the end of the pathway is a fountain of light. There seems to be no beginning or end. An endless power steadily flowing. You are amazed at such a sight. Okay, and just make a save. The light intrigues you, and you walk toward it. The rays of light brush about you as if they are seeking to break away from its home. You feel the energy flow into you, but you struggle to contain it. Your body begins to glow immensely, and you burn from the inside out. You are blinded by the flow of power, and you dissolve before it. Your body becomes disintegrated by the light. Yay! Achievement. Your adventure ends. Load. Leave. Now, seeing what secrets these stones contain, you know you can come back at a later time. You picked up the orb. With the orb back in your possessions, you walk back toward the trail. The faint trail... Okay, I'm not sure what to do anymore. Where do I get a fucking harp? Can I sword a spider? That one chest probably has the key. Key's next to the spider. Okay, so there's 2 achievements left. There's called Don't Let My Sacrifice Be in Vain and All Unicorns and Rainbows. I honestly can't tell the difference between what you want me to do, game. I can't go back to my house to try that key on that shed. I can't go back with the sword to stab the ghost person. What was the purpose of the... Was it just like extra flavor text? So I can't go back. You pull out the coin you found. Toss it into the fountain. The coin disappears with a subtle splash and the water fizzles for a moment. So I just dropped an Alka-Seltzer tab, correctly returning to a lifeless state. Sure, this must mean something. Well, that's not good at all. Without any chance to act, ghoulish horror falls upon you. It attempts to grab you, but an invisible force propels it away. Yay! So, Disturbed 4-year anniversary. I like the band Disturbed. Okay, so you have so many tries, and then the thing acts. But by this, it gives me a little bit extra time. The monster vanishes. Seems you have a little luck after all. Well, that's not good at all. Well, I assume that stone is a one-time use. Okay, spider, I got a sword. Does that make any difference? You pull out your sword and stab the spider. Over and over again, you stab the monster. Each time it squeals in pain. The spider flees into the darkness. Overheard. Overhead, you hear it motioning about, possibly to strike again. You notice the key on the ground close to you. Before more trouble appears, you quickly grab the key and make it for the door. Feel you got what you needed. There's no reason to go back and fight the room again. Okay, upstairs. Forward. Open chest. Approach chest. You notice that there is a lock fastened. Open. Lock clicks loose. You open the chest. You get a harp! You discover a small wooden harp resting on the linen cloth. You take the harp and close the chest. Go downstairs. Let's make an additional save. You know what? Let's go see if we can do anything about that one thing real quick. Destroy stone. Okay, sword did not make a difference. Go downstairs. I can't remember which way is which. Downstairs. I don't remember what the thing to my right is. And I had the we'll make a save real quick. And we'll use the middle door. You pull at the harp and begin to pluck at the strings. The hound begins to wag its tail. To your surprise, the beast walks away as if charmed by the harp. You never gave much thought how powerful music can be. Cell door on right. You enter the cell door, see a wooden table on its side, some debris on the floor, large hole in the corner room. Use it, nothing special. Discover a passageway. Unfortunately, all you can see is a fallen rock. See if there's little you can do, you can go back to where you came from. Left. Okay. You open the door to the skeleton position corner room. There is also a bed, some chains attached to the corner. This individual locked up for a long time. So the skeleton, you notice a ring on one of the finger bones. Is that a watch or a ring? There's a faint glow emanating from the ring as if it were magical. You may find such a ring useful. You take the ring and put it on with perfect fit. See, there's a little of interest here. You leave the cell. I have no idea what the ring would be for. Find yourself, it looks like a basement. Okay. We're behind you. So I needed the ring for something. Outside. Exit. So what would the ring be useful for? Damn it! Okay, why is my ability... So remember the harp. The harp band, you pull out the strings. Soothing calm comes over you as listen. Unicorn comes to you and stops for you. The unicorn glares at you. You begin to hear a faint voice heard. Human, have ear for my words. A great evil has gripped these lands, and has rendered me powerless. You must find some way to stop it. I wish I could help you, but without my full power, I can do little. Okay, so we gotta figure out some way to help you become Super Saiyan. The fate of this land depends upon you. Before you can speak, the unicorn turns and runs off. You realize that you are alone to contemplate this quest of yours. No longer about saving your farm, you must save the whole land from the spreading darkness. Turn back to question what you should do next. I have no idea. Okay, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Stone pillars. Leave. So what am I supposed to do? Like, I have a ring. Okay, from what I understand, getting the ring and then destroying the crystal gets the don't let my sacrifice be in vain. But talking to Unicorn first gets the all unicorns and rainbows. But I technically activated both things? Which I don't even know if that's intentional, but... I can just go in through this way now. We'll inspect the globe one more time, see if something new comes up. Nope, nothing. Continue forward. Grass storm, swing might destroy the stone. Sword explodes into pieces as light bursts stone. You tremble in shock. Stone begins to feed off your fear. You can feel your life slipping away and you fall to the ground. Everything becomes black and your mind drifts away to nothing. You die quick yet painless death. Your adventure ends here. And that's somehow not an achievement. So... I have no idea what you want me to do. Well, maybe I can... open the hatch and leave this time because I have the ring. Leave. Nope, broke my neck again. I probably have to go kill the bear. I can't go back to that cave, though. Won't let me go that far back. Is there anything I can do with the mushroom now? Still dead. Music seems to be changing slightly. That's probably bad. The game's like, figure out where you're going. I'm like, I have no clue. Hi again. Oh, I didn't. Okay, still kills me. What do you want me to do? I'm gonna approach light again. Okay, magical ring. Remember the ring you have found and point toward the light. Hand trembles as light flows into it. Stumble back, light shines right at the ring. Notice subtle warmth as you observe it. Feel that you accomplish what you must do here. You pick up the orb. Orb back in possession, you walk toward the jail. You stretch forth your fist and point the ring at the stone. You feel resistance, so the stone is trying to defend itself. You try to keep hope and focus on the ring. Burst of light shoots forth, and the ring and penetrate stone. You feel the very air shake about the ground beneath your feet. It begins to vibrate. The ring becomes heavier to hold the place, but you know it is working. You feel confidence and a sense of joy sweep over you. The light intensifies, nearly blinding you. The ground beneath you shakes violently as if the tower itself was trying to stop you. A little fear in you becomes powerless as you focus on your task. Everything goes white. So I assume because I talked to the because I needed the ring in order to destroy this no matter what. But I needed the unicorn to come save my ass after this. Otherwise, I'll just lay here and die. So, in this situation, the unicorn is like the Skull Knight out of Berserk. Everything goes white, blinding you completely. Weird sensation comes over you. You feel light as a feather. You begin to feel a tingling sensation all over your body as you hone your senses. Riding a unicorn through the fucking sky because it's also got wings. The feeling suddenly flees your body. You find yourself motionless. Everything is cold, and your ability to concentrate begins to leave you. You open your eyes, witnessing what is left of the tower. You begin to feel something. I couldn't read that. You lack the strength to talk as the unicorn comes into view. Light emanates from the horn on its head. Warmth, light, it's coming back. All you can do is smile as the creature approaches. The light intensifies. You may have saved the land, but the unicorn has come to save you. Your adventure does not end here. Okay, so had I not talked to the unicorn, I just would have laid here and died. Yay, we win! So, in order at the other end, you just don't talk to the unicorn. Yay! Well, hope everyone had fun. Bye.